Hey, would you believe for a second that this score was a high-pace, high-energy game? Would you? Can you guess what happened, though?
And in that space, here come the Red Bulls, Montserrat. And it's off target again.
Rats, so close. Once again, I guess we have last year's Vencier, but now again for this year. So what I mean by that is Dominic Vencier was ice cold last year. He could not be counted on to create plays or score or do much of anything. He had some bad luck, some injuries, an issue with the earthquakes that we won't go over. It's just like this. We can't afford a last year Vencier this year. We can't. There's no way around it. Look, Morgan's probably going to be gone. Forsberg's going to be gone for a minute. These guys need to step up. They needed to do it last year, and they showed they couldn't do it. They showed that they couldn't put it in back of the net. And I always felt that the core of this team was fine. The Nealis brothers, Tolkin, all these guys are fantastic. Even I'm really impressed with Harper. He's always seems to be making things happen. He wasn't a part of this team last year. And I always thought if we just got an injection of some big name players and some goal scoring that we could compete for the Supporters Shield. Now, I think that's starting to slip away, but I do feel really good about this team. But here's the thing. This is the MLS. You're going to lose your DPs. You're going to lose your big name players to tournaments. That's a part of it. And here's where our depth has to show through. If we don't have depth, we're not going to win the championship with them. Vencier has to step up. It's just that simple. Manuel has to bury it. It's just that simple. And if it can't happen, we're going to get a similar result that we did last year. We got two big things coming up. We have the Leagues Cup coming up really soon. And then after that, MLS Cup. I'm sure we're a playoff-bound team. We barely managed to back in last year, but those guys have to do it. They have to support. Morgan's going to have an off day. Forsberg's going to have an off day. Who knows? Maybe the Nealis brothers I don't know. They just let one slip past them. You have to score. You have to be able to score. It's just that simple. And that's why I don't want to see last year Vencier this year. Now, some of you might be saying, no, you're being too hard on them. They had a fantastic game. They put lots of pressure on them. And those two goals, we got really unlucky. They were disallowed. We can get unlucky. One was a handball. The other was offsides. You can't be offsides and score. You can't hit the ball with your hand and then score. So and luck had nothing to do with it. It's the same kind of lack of luck that we had last year when we could not score. Now, I'm not going to completely dump on Dante Vencier. I do actually have some compliments as well for him and the rest of the team, and there were some good things. Here's one of the best things I saw last night. Hani Mukhtar was kept quiet. They kept it quiet. This guy's a powerhouse. This guy's a Golden Boot winner. They shut him up. I barely heard Hani Mukhtar's name all game. That's fantastic. We saw great efforts from Nealis and Elderman and Kimona and Harper. And you know what? Dominic Vencier, as much as I have a problem with his just lack of being able to finish, him and Manuel do have good chemistry together on creating plays. That's one thing I didn't see last year from Vencier. This year, you're seeing consistent playmaking that results in pressure, but no finishes. That's the issue. It really seems that they really have leaned on Forsberg and Morgan to finally go and finish the job. So to have that, this is why it's so important for Vencier, because if Vencier is kicking on all cylinders and we have Morgan and we have Forsberg and Tolkien's doing his job and the Edelmans and the Nealises of the world, we have a championship team. There's no doubt in my mind. I think we can compete with the Columbuses of the world. Hell, maybe even Real Salt Lake, LA. If those things are kicking on all cylinders, we could be a championship team. We could be a team with trophies. There's no doubt about it. I know this is going to sound really ridiculous, but this was actually a really entertaining game despite the 0-0 tie. Why? Because there's lots of pressure. That Manuel and Vencier did create stuff. They just couldn't finish. They certainly had the better chances. I mean, I got to be honest with you, the possession time doesn't say that. The pressure was on Nashville the whole time. I never felt that we were under threat. I never felt under threat by Nashville at any time. There was barely any close calls. All the so close was on our side. To be perfectly honest with you, I mean, Larry Bird looked like Ryan Mara. He had a fantastic game, but I actually think that Joe Willis got more work at the end of the day. Just couldn't finish. Just can't finish. That's the problem. We're too reliant on the two big guys, and you can't do that. You can't expect them in the lineup every week because it's MLS, and that's just the way it works. And you know what? Paid a lot of money to Dante Vencier. He's a big shot European. Get it done. And I know he can. What, he had 4 assists earlier in the year? So we got new Vince here at the beginning of the year, and now we have last year's Vince here now. No more last year Vince here. I want beginning of the season Vince here this year, not last year. Got it? Got it? Good. Now, I love our defense. I love this club. I love the Nealis brothers. I love John Tolkien. I love Edelman. I love these guys that break up plays. They're fantastic. We're real lucky to have these guys. But I got to give credit where credit's due. Walker Zimmerman, he was just breaking up everything. He was breaking toys, breaking legs, breaking everything. He looked fantastic out there. And Nashville, very lucky to have him. Very impressed with Walker Zimmerman. The announcers were impressed too. The guy probably kept us from scoring a goal. He may have been the difference in the game, Walker Zimmerman. So I got to shout him out. Zimmerman was also a huge reason why this game actually was one of the few 0-0 games that was very entertaining. So, all right, Red Bulls get a point to move in third place in the Eastern. I think I'm not really too worried about falling out of the race. I wanted that trophy. I really did. I wanted the trophy. I don't know. It might be getting away from us. It's not 8 points out, not impossible. We're getting to the point where we got to hope that, hey, finally NYCFC lost against Columbus, and Cincinnati looks amazing, and then we got the whole Messi crew, and you know what? They're doing something. Hey, Dante Vincier, listen up. The guys, the other players, the players besides the Messis are stepping up. They're playing. They're upping their level, and I'm sure Dante's trying to, but it's I don't know if he's got to go to a sports psychologist or a psychologist or do whatever. But yes, this is absolutely imperative. And it's not just imperative when these guys are gone. They need that if they're going to win titles. Dante Vincier, I honestly think he's the key to the entire team. If he can create plays, if he can finish, I think we're unstoppable. I think we can play with any team in this league, and I believe that last year, and it's coming to fruition when we got that injection of offense. It's just that simple. Just really wanted the trophy. I mean, what a turnaround would that be? All right, we're in sixth place overall. The top team is in our conference. The West is a little weak outside of Salt Lake. 8 points out. Here's the thing. If we go on another losing streak, if we go on a string of draws, we're going to be out of this race completely. If we could put a nice, 4 to 5 game winning streak again, we're right back in it. We're fighting for the Supporters Shield. And I do think this team is capable. We've had a little trouble with rivals, with the Rebs. All right, NYCFC, they're playing quite well. I think they're starting to prove themselves to be one of the better teams in the league. But the Rebs, no, we got to play up to our competition, not down. We got to shut down their stars like we did Hani Mukhtar. That's what has to happen. That's what has to happen. And I really hope it will. And I think there's a chance. Anything can happen with this team. The core of this team is incredible. It really is. And there's a lot to like. And if you're thinking about getting into the Red Bulls or the Metro Stars, as I like to call them, now's the time. I think this is a very special time. And not to mention, there's just crazy stuff going on with the league. All right. Enjoy the Euros. Enjoy Copa America's coming up. Go Team USA. And I'll see you real soon right here on Glory Hunters when I do my Red Bull rants. I'll see you around Tuesday.